Welcome to the Toke&Trans. What do I say? Welcome to the Toke&Trans podcast, where we talk life, love, and getting high. Grab a J and join us. We do not condone the consumption of illicit activities with anyone under the age of 21.
Okay, everyone. It is your boy Aaron and Bo. What's going on? It's Sunday, probably when you're listening to this.
That throws me off every time you say it because I'm like, bro,
it is not Sunday.
It's not Sunday.
Yeah, we shoot on Thursdays, but we do drop them on Sundays. Today, we were kind of thinking about talking about like who we are besides trans people. I feel like it's a lot of hyper fixation on the trans part of our identity. And while that deserves a lot of the glory, there is a lot of other awesome things about us and about trans people in general, really. So we figured we would share some of that. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. And you know, I recently saw a video of someone making, you know, an argument for trans rights, saying that trans people are human, and they just kept saying that over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And like, is to say, like, that's the point that you're missing. You're thinking that they don't deserve rights and stuff, but they're human.
Yeah.
Like, we eat food and we need shelter and we need clothes and we need jobs and we go out and do things. And we're human, so we just wanted to show you a little bit of our humanity, I guess, besides being trans, and also the stoner part, you know.
You guys already know that part.
You know that part.
we exist like all the fuck over the place, like all of these things. Like sometimes, you know, I like when 4th of July comes around and things, like sometimes I can feel myself feeling a little strange about patriotism nowadays. But then I think about like all of the like badass like LGBT people also that serve in the and it just makes me think like we're nurses, we're doctors, we're like service members, we're firefighters, like we're in all of these like niches throughout all of the United States and around the world. And yeah, I just think that's really interesting.
Yeah. I'm not any of those cool people.
Me either. We are, well, let's just tell you who we are. Bo, tell me something about you.
Well, okay. So the first thing I put on my list was that I'm autistic.
Is that you're autistic?
Yes.
No?
Well, because I'm realizing that that's probably not making a good case for what I'm trying to because like a lot of people use the haters might say that like of course you're trans, you're autistic.
Oh, okay.
Or like they'll see a trans person and be like, what are you, autistic? Or something like is that immediately invalidates?
So you segued yourself wrong? Is that what you're saying?
Or yeah. So I probably should have left that off. But you know what?
Very separate,
because
separate things. But tell us,
you're not autistic, are you?
No.
So okay, so cool. Not all trans people are autistic. Because
we're also not all artistic. But
that was my next thing on my list. I put autistic and then I put artistic.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Tell me about both of those.
Well, okay, so I went to college for a little bit of time, majoring in fine arts. I didn't get a degree or anything. I just kind of dropped out. It was expensive and
Sure. Yeah.
It wasn't lucrative for me. It was just my passion. I mean, it remains to be my passion. Sure. It's probably the thing I was most known about as a kid. You know,
your boy can draw, you guys, if you didn't know.
I can do it all a little bit. It's fine.
He can art, y'all.
Anybody can art. But I did start at a really young age, and you know, the family was always like, "Oh my God, you can draw so well. You need an art kit for Christmas. I always got that the art kit in the suitcase.
Yes, with the new
that had
color pencils and markers.
Yes, and the markers and the watercolors.
Sure.
And as I got older, it upgraded to the wooden case one with the pull-out drawer. That had the acrylic paints.
Okay.
Yeah. So that never ended. I've just like always kind of been artistic, and I guess I've always kind of been autistic. Me and my friends would like draw comics back and forth to each other in school. Like we had these composition books that were just like full. After we filled up one, we did another, and we would each draw a panel of the comic and then pass it to the next person. And we just had like dozens and dozens and dozens of these. So we had like our own storylines and stuff, and sometimes they were just silly, like we were drawing us like as real people, like but with powers or something. Like we'd be in math class like fighting the math teacher as a villain.
Yeah, exactly.
In the comic, like just some dumb shit, but it was just like really fun. And That also kind of ties in with like me being a super big nerd. Because like the reason I started really getting serious with drawing is because I really liked anime.
Right.
But I can save that. It's your turn.
It's my turn.
It's your turn.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll just start at the beginning. Younger Aaron had quite a little mountain to climb. I was kind of all over the place. I was moving everywhere. I went to so many different schools in elementary school and stuff. So I was born in New York. I moved to Louisiana after that, shortly after that, couple of years, and then I lived there until Hurricane Katrina, which I moved to Oregon to go to high school in Oregon. And now I live in Tennessee. I love it here. It's like small town Tennessee. It's beautiful. I'm very happy with like just my life in general right now. And I've been all over, and I am so ready to sit down. I feel like a lot of people are like, I'm out of high school. Like I'm going to go see the whole world and I'm going to hit every continent. I'm like, that's so badass. I'm exhausted. So I'm very happy sitting on my porch, like old man style lately. Like I'm about a good lawn. You know what I'm saying? I'm about a good, them lines in a lawn, or I'm about it. So that's just where I am right now in life.
The lines.
Yeah, it's satisfying. What do you mean? You get better at it.
Oh no, it is.
It's about it. I just mowed yesterday.
So. Oh my god.
So yeah, I'm definitely getting into the dad life, which is probably the other thing on my list is that I'm gonna be a dad. I haven't made much content about the fact that I'm gonna be a dad because I've been spending the entire time getting ready and caring to Kayla. She's been super nauseous for like all the way up to just like last week or 2 weeks ago, really. So we are halfway and we're super excited. And we're just been staying really busy with that. I have been creating the content. I just haven't had time to like edit and share it, which is the same if you're following me on social with my top surgery. I'm like celebrated 8 weeks. 3 days ago, and I just posted my 2-week update. So yeah, I'm very behind in real life. We're
bro is slacking.
My goal is to be back on track by the time like the baby shower is here. So that way everyone is caught up to date. And it's not like, look, my baby's born when my baby's actually 3 years old. So
oh my god.
Yeah. So I'm getting really excited about being a trans dad. I don't know like what that's going to look like for me, but I'm very excited, not just to be a trans dad, but just to be a dad, right? So like when we went to the doctor and we like picked our person that handles, I don't know these words, but they handle the baby and the it's not a OBGYN. When we chose those people, they didn't have to know that I was trans. You know, that wasn't like a disclosure that was necessary. Like Kayla's pregnant, like I'm her support system, like I'm the dad, and you know,
Right.
so it was kind of nice to be stealth. I'm not stealth in many situations. I'm very vocal about who I am. So it was nice to have a little stealthiness in my life. And they even were like asking me, you know, did I have previous experience, like my medical history and things. And because I knew all of the donor information, that because we did use a donor, I was able to say with confidence no about all these things and be like, yep, nope, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. Yep. No, I'm just happy to be here. Like all these things. So we're just settling into that right now, which is going to be quite the adventure.
I love that. Aaron, I have a question, because since you said that, that's like,
yeah,
you're gonna be a trans dad, and Florida just passed a freaking bill that says that kids can be taken away if they think that like they're under threat of being indoctrinated or something
by their parents being trans.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? I mean, are you? I mean, I know how you feel about it, but
I mean,
what do you? Are you afraid that like a state like Tennessee, where you live, is going to maybe adopt the same kind of
like follow and pursue
got going on? Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when I said, even when I was saying that, you know, I love living here, like I'm seeing like my bird outside the window on like a wind, like on the, you know, I'm seeing the beauty of of my house and my hard work. And but as far as outside of my bubble, Tennessee is not the best place to be if you're transgender right now. There's a lot of intense stuff happening, and like you said, like Florida, it seems to be even pushing almost a little past Tennessee and the hateful rhetoric lately. So I definitely am scared of that. I was doing some research actually last night and was talking to Kayla about the rights and the things of that nature with our baby. And like, you know, if it came down to it and, you know, something, God forbid, terrible happened to Kayla, the state couldn't say, well, you don't have, you know, there's like things that I have to think about being a trans dad.
Yeah.
I didn't know that specific a bill that was working on in Florida. I did hear something about trans parents being the same type of thing. I just didn't know it's Florida. And I didn't that's terrifying. You know what I mean? That is really scary. Being a dad, becoming a dad in the first place is terrifying. Becoming a trans dad is terrifying, or becoming a dad when you're trans is terrifying. And then also having to deal with not just the outside world, but also the government being against me also. Like, I'm like, in one side, I'm like, I'm really upset and like I'm saddened, but at the same time, I guess I just like funnel it into bet, like this is my life, and like I have this like I had this shitty hand and I turned something into it, out of it, and it's like I'll be damned if that's what takes it away from me. Like all the statistics that we got through trauma, through adverse childhood experiences, through adverse adult experiences, like all of these things, like then no, like for that to be the situation, absolutely not. I do follow like Aiden Dowling, and he had recently moved out of Florida because of the situation with his with his family, his wife and his son, and they moved to New York. So I'd imagine if something like that were to happen where I live, that I would probably have to do the same if it came that hard down that to it. So
Mhm.
yeah, that I guess that would be my answer. But I still am doing research on my own about, becoming a dad and having kids and my rights, like legally, besides, even if I'm never worried about Kayla, even if we were to get divorced or anything like that, I still have to worry about the state and the legal rights that I have to protect my kid, and not just, I
Right.
created that baby. I like in
Yeah.
all of the sense, in a lot of the sense, not all of the sense, but a lot of the sense. And so that's something that I'm looking into right now too. Definitely.
That it's a whole new freaking world of fears and anxieties I can't even
Yeah.
imagine, especially in this time. So, I mean, to hear that you're choosing joy despite all that is just like really, I don't know. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. I don't want anything else. You know what I mean? And we worked so hard to get where we are right now that there's
Yeah.
like I refuse. And until something like that makes it to where I have to leave, I'm staying here. There's a lot of trans people. I see more and more queer people lately, it seems. And it's just inspiring. It's inspiring to see, like, instead of once every 6 months seeing like an equal sign on a car passing by in small here in Tennessee and being like, oh my God, look, like even just a little equal sign, let alone a
Yeah.
trans flag or something like that. Like, wow, like that's
Yeah.
wild to see around here. So there's definitely work to be done here. And I do feel like every step is like better, like we're working towards something better. I mean, there's obviously step backwards as well, but it's just like you're fighting for equality, so it's like, you're just all you can do is keep fighting, and we're choosing to live in it. And I've always wanted to be a parent, and as much as scary as it is to have them in today's society, like today's society is a little more welcoming than it was when I was in elementary school. So
Yeah.
I mean, in some aspects, we are making progress forward, and that makes me excited, because that was my only goal, is to make it better for them than what we had, or at least a little bit better. So yeah, it's a little bit about me. It's your turn now.
It's my
Thank you for
turn.
saying that. By the way, I love you so much.
Oh, I love you. I just can't wait to meet the baby.
Oh
I
my
can't wait
gosh,
to meet the baby.
stop. I can't wait to see you hold the baby. Oh my gosh, I can't.
I will cry. I'm crying thinking about it.
I can't wait.
Okay. So I was going to talk about me being a big fat nerd.
Yes. You can be a nerd.
I'm a big fat nerd. I really like anime. And when I was a kid, I was like, oh my God, listen. Oh, it was so embarrassing. I really don't even want to talk about it, but
But you're just gonna have to.
I'm just gonna have to, I guess. I was one of those kids who would like unironically wear a Naruto headband.
Yes.
Like out, like to the mall.
Yep.
Like to school.
Yeah.
Like
you were expressive.
I incorporated it in my outfits.
Yes.
Oh my God. It's so embarrassing.
This doesn't have to be embarrassing.
I had every single volume of Death Note, okay? Including the extra edition.
All of them.
I had like so much merch. It's unbelievable. Just like a big fat nerd. And
yeah.
I still kind of am, obviously.
Stop.
But that's why I started drawing in the first place. And I swear to God, I was gonna be making like those comic books and stuff. And no, yeah. I'm not. I like to draw. I don't like to make plot or write
like storyline.
Right. Like no, building big worlds. No, I can't keep track of all that shit. So no, I'm not going to do that. And I've never been that good of a reader or a writer, so I was like, let me stick to art.
And it inspired you.
Yeah, it did, and that's kind of led me into like realism, which was what I was like. It was more of my style, was like a realism kind of thing.
Which is interesting for you being so inspired by anime. You think it would be more like cartoon.
Yeah,
right?
but it was
Is that
really
what you mean
like,
by realism? I'm not with the vocab.
yeah, no, I'm not doing real good either. I think I'm thinking of like, so like the anime that I liked was like, oh fuck. Like slice of life shit, like the high school shit. Like I will watch Naruto, but and I watched like other stuff that wasn't that, but like vampire shit and stuff like that. But
yeah.
Oh, and Dragon Ball Z. But it was like, I don't know, the character design was what I guess I was really more into, like the people and how the people were drawn.
Yeah.
I wasn't really good at the Dragon Ball Z like characters, like the super buff people. It was really just the ladies. I liked girly anime. I'm just gonna say it. I liked Sailor Moon and like that kind of stuff.
Yes, I actually watched an episode. Is that what they're called? Episodes?
Yeah.
I watched one of those at my friend's house one time in high school, and I think it was.
Which one was it?
I think it was Sailor Moon.
Was it Sailor Moon?
You said that, and I felt like it just like hit. Yeah, I feel like
fighting evil by day or moonlight, something.
That's so funny that you just said that. Just like the memory. I don't have much anime experience, but I do.
I love Sailor Moon
a little bit.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. And then so I would go to anime conventions. I cosplayed.
Wow, this is it.
I was a cosplayer.
Yes.
I went to anime conventions. I was a member of the yes. I was a member of the Delaware Anime Society.
Oh my gosh. I bet. Why are you still?
No. No.
Is it still?
The Delaware Anime Society, is it still a thing? I have no idea. I don't live in Delaware.
They may be listening right now. We don't know.
They might be. If you're listening right now, I doubt it's run by the same people that it was, but what's up? Shout out to Delaware Anime Society. It's probably not. RIP. RIP Delaware Anime Society.
I can't.
I'm gonna be real. I was a minor at the time, being a member of Delaware Anime Society. There was a lot of adults being members of the Delaware Anime Society, which was fine. Nothing untoward happened under the supervision of Delaware Anime Society.
Right.
But there were men there who had ulterior motives, which was why I
no longer. It's not just because,
because homie, listen, okay, another anime that I really liked was Inuyasha. Okay, so if you ever watched Inuyasha, there's a character called Jockin. And Jockin's like this 2-foot tall imp with this really annoying voice. And this 20-30 something year old man was trying to impress me and my other friend, who were both 15-16 at the time, by doing an impression of Jockin.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like a...
Oh my god, I want to peel my fucking skin off. It was the most embarrassing thing I've ever been a part of. And yeah, so I don't like to associate myself with those kinds of people.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it was a good choice. It's a good choice.
Anime, there's a Venn diagram of anime people. There's the cool chill people who like anime. and they're like cool and chill about it. And like, sure, they might have a bunch of figures and like posters and stuff, and they may like listen to the soundtrack and stuff, but they're not like inappropriate with you.
Yeah.
And then there's the anime people who don't understand boundaries
and are inappropriate.
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know.
Be careful out there, people. That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
Y'all need to be careful.
Yeah. And as a young person in the anime like fandom as a whole, just be careful. I feel like there's a large population of, you know, not wholesome people.
Yeah.
So
keep an eye out there.
Just hang out with people your own age.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all he's saying.
And also, as trans people, I feel like we have to like maybe say that too, because people think that the haters might say.
Yep, here we go. We like to say these things so we can talk them out with you instead of pausing and being like, wait, but what if a hater says? No, we're just gonna be like, the haters may say. We're gonna explain it right here. Yeah.
So like I've been groomed. I've been groomed.
Sure.
I've been groomed. My mother's been groomed. Yeah. She told my mother told me my mom's never going to listen to this. Nobody knows my mother. My mother had an abortion when she was 15 years old. Because the person that got her pregnant was 25. Yeah. My grandmother was okay with it. He was in the Marines or some shit. And there was a guy who was 25 and I was 16 when I was in Delaware Anime Society.
Yeah.
And he was interested in me. And my mother invited him over for dinner. You know, like, that's freaking crazy. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that. Yeah.
That is freaking crazy.
That's a lot.
So, yeah, I've been groomed. I don't groom people. Yeah. I hang out with people.
That's a good call.
I hang out with people my own age. Unless it's my nibblings, then, you know, we're like playing tag or some shit. I don't know. Like, it's just so weird to think that trans people are these kind of people when it's statistically been shown to be like directly either friends or family of the child or clergy.
I mean, if you look up the stats,
literally, there's a website.
Yeah.
There's a website called who'smakingnews.com where a woman called Kristen has been keeping track for 23 weeks straight of who is getting arrested for child SA crimes.
Yeah.
And there's been over 1,500 cases. I think it was 1,579 on week 23. That's exactly what it was. 1,579 cases in 23 weeks that she's been, that her whole team has been keeping track of this data.
Yeah.
And in over 1,500 cases, only 3 of them were a trans person committing these crimes. And over 15% of those cases is represented by people in the religion industry. Either like clergy members or church employees.
Yeah, that's terrible.
15%.
Yeah.
And it's like trans people represent anywhere from 0.5% to 2% of the population. So if these things, like, if it's correlative, then you would think it would be somewhere around that percentage in the whole, but it's not. It's less than 0.5%.
Right. So
trans people are extremely underrepresented in the people committing child SA crimes, and the people who are accusing us are making up 15% of them. So I think the pot's calling the kettle black. Anyway, I'm a big nerd, and I was also like really into DDRs. Like when I was a kid, DDR was like, when you went to the mall, there was the Jolly Time arcade, which we hung out at the mall all the time. We were called mall rats, and we hung out and we didn't buy anything. And we hung out at the arcade and split food. We'd split a teriyaki chicken at Sarku, Japan and pay in quarters. And fucking DDR was, you could be so popular if you were one of those kids that could just fucking bust ass on DDR. Yeah. And like turn around and not even look at the screen because you knew all the steps or some shit. Like grab onto the bar and do a flip or some shit. I tried so hard to be one of those dudes, and it wasn't me. But I had an at-home DDR set because
oh my gosh.
I was trying so hard, and that's all I wanted for Christmas. And I asked my mom, and my mom got me, bless her heart, she got me the DDR that was like Fall Out Boy and Cyndi Lauper and shit on it, and not like the actual DDR songs like Freckles and Butterfly. And I was just like, oh
no. It was just big. It was a bigger problem than she thought. Oh my god.
The whole point was because I needed to learn the steps, Mom.
You got it different. Well,
this is totally different, but it was fine. It was so fun. I also, so one of the things that's most nerdy about me now is, well, I mean, everything. And also I play Final Fantasy 14 like every day.
Yeah.
Like how, you know, how like people are with World of Warcraft. If they play World of Warcraft and like how they are, that's like how I am. Yeah. With Final Fantasy and my little bunny boy. So
nice. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Oh yeah. And I guess another nerdy thing of mine is that I build custom mechanical keyboards.
Oh yeah.
Don't ask me how that happened. Actually, do. And you know what? I'll tell you. My boyfriend was my boyfriend got me my first my like PC. I guess technically that I have now, but it's been upgraded a lot since then. Before we lived together, I got my first work from home job during the pandemic, and I didn't have the money to get a PC that met the requirements that they needed me to have for the job. But he said that he would build me a computer, so he did. And he got me like keyboard and a mouse to go with it. And it was a mechanical keyboard with like blue switches. That doesn't mean anything to you, I'm sure, but it's those switches that make the keyboard really clicky and loud, like a typewriter. And it had like all the pretty lights underneath the keys and stuff. And he got me trans flag colored keycaps for it.
My God.
And I just really liked it. And then I found a YouTube channel where a guy was like just building them and customizing it.
Yeah.
And buying them like bare bones and buying the switches. And then I was like, what all the different switches are and all the different kinds of keyboards and like the different kind of keycaps and the plates that you can put in, and doing all these things sound different, and then you can put foam in it and it sounds even more different. And
that's cool.
Yeah. And it's so expensive. And then after for like, I watched this YouTube channel like every day for like a year, and then I was like, I can no longer only watch, I must do.
Yeah.
And
then you gotta try it.
Yeah, I was like, I've learned everything that I can learn without putting my hands on one. And then I did it, and I did my first custom build, and it's to this day one of my better builds. And
that's cool.
It's a very expensive hobby, and it's not something that I was able to pick up until I was in a better financial situation, obviously. I currently have 6 keyboards that I built total. Nice. I swap them out pretty often, and I use them all pretty evenly. So
that's good though.
Yeah, it's not even like they're not being used. Like I'm using them.
Oh yeah,
I swap them out, and
absolutely.
I love them a lot. And they all have their own different vibe. And like I have one for Halloween. Like well now I have like two for Halloween. Um,
Yes.
and I have one for Pride Month.
Oh my gosh, that's oh,
My plan is to have one for like every holiday.
just have it swap them out for the month. Have them ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I can
Okay,
be
your turn.
I can be pretty nerdy, bro. I can be nerdy. I like I am an entrepreneur, so I do love business. I do love diving into like creating content and working like with LGBT like businesses and like all that stuff like with their online stuff with like creating stuff online. Like I don't know. I find it really fun. And
Yeah.
NFTs are another part of that I love diving into, like with
Oh,
like Web3 and like everything that's going on and how the internet is changing with like AI and like
oh fuck.
with
Oh my god.
cryptocurrency stuff like that. That's Web3. So that's I can get pretty into that. I own a bunch of NFTs, not a bunch. I own like 6 to 10 NFTs, and
That's how you paid the down payment on your house, isn't it?
it is, yeah. I got a series one V friend from Gary V. He's like one of the business people that I've followed since I started doing this. And yeah, I had minted it with my whole savings, like everything I had. And I was just like, Kayla was like, I mean, it's your savings. You can do what you want with your own savings. And so I dropped my whole like savings. It was like $2,000 for this NFT. And then I held on to it. I held on to it and like held it for a year. And then we needed this house and I used it and cashed it in for the down payment on this house and was able to make it like, I think we needed like 20,000 for the house and I was able to flip it for it. And it was a lot. Haven't
Bro,
yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. And
I
I
am
was
so
very proud of that one.
okay. Look, because I watch a lot of YouTube videos, okay, and I watch a lot of like gossip and drama YouTube videos. Oh my god, I'm such a filthy gossip. Um, and I also follow these like scammer getter
Yes.
channels, you know, like Scammer, Payback, and Kit Boga and shit.
Yeah.
And anyway, there's just like a lot of scammy shit surrounding NFT and crypto and all that kind of shit.
Yes.
And the people that peddle it, like Gary V, I haven't heard anything bad about Gary V. I'll just say that. But like people like him and like, I'm just like, I'm so like knowing that you paid the down payment of your house with like an NFT.
Yeah.
Hearing you say that, like that you spent your savings, I was like, oh, I was still having a heart attack, even though I know it ended well for you.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was freaking out. I actually recorded the whole thing of like me deciding to click it and my thought process and like me freaking out beforehand. And I had done hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of research following Gary and it like literally only his project with only the cryptocurrency he was using, which is like Ethereum, which is second to Bitcoin pretty much. And I only would click things like through his private Discord and only those links and all, you know, everything I would follow to the T. And it really did come out of my account for sure. But a year later, I was like, when it went to go catch out, I wish I could do this stuff over and over again, but I don't know how to do that. I got really lucky. But when I did finally like take it out a year later to get the house, I was like, this is fake. This is fake money. Like there's no way this is going to work. You know what I mean? Like in this whole time, I'm like, it better fucking work. But I didn't think it was real money. I did, I know I paid real money for it, but I was just like, you see the statistics going up, and Ethereum got up to like, I think it was like, shit, I don't know. It was like $5,000-$6,000 per. And so it was getting all crazy. And, yeah, it was a wild experience, and it ended up coming out and actually transferring to my bank, and I even going down there, I felt like they're gonna be like, yeah, we're flagging this isn't real or whatever. And when we brought it in to buy the house, I was just blown away that it worked. So, and I'm still a very avid follower of of his projects and the VFriend projects, and it's a lot of people are using NFTs to scam. There's like people who are just creating NFTs because there's an NFT hype, and then people buy these things and then they just sit on the shelf, and you just kind of got scammed into buying something that doesn't actually mean anything or doesn't actually have any like access or like benefit or like in-person benefit or like experiences and how it's supposed to be treated and how the projects are supposed to be treated. But a lot of people were just putting out NFTs for the hype and buying them, and then they were just sitting there. But yeah, you have to know your project, and you have to do your research, and you have to do trusted sources and trusted links. Stay up to know on those things and make sure you're not clicking things. Like for me, I just leave them on the back burner. I'm hoping one day they'll be my retirement. I don't know, but I'm just sitting there waiting for mine to see if they go up. It's, you can't spend money you're not afraid to lose, like, or that you can't, like, if you lose it, you're gonna like lose your house payment. Like that's not money that you put into the crypto world or anything new like that. You only do money that you can lose. Like I couldn't afford to lose my whole savings, but I mean, that would have sucked, but that my savings was separate from my house payment and things like that. So I think some people got a little like, I think that explosion, and now it's kind of settled back down. Yeah, so I'm just kind of following it, just a hobby.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think you shouldn't put yourself in a situation to get ruined.
Yeah.
If something, because
it's like a lottery ticket, really.
It is kind of gambling. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's trying to make it educated.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You're doing the best you can. I haven't dove into it. Like, there's people that do it full time and like trade cryptocurrencies and day trade and things like that. I haven't got into that. But yeah, the time I do have for the project, I only have time for like to actually follow and keep up on one thing at a time. And it's been super beneficial, not only for the NFT side of things, but also to transfer into business and into my, my regular day-to-day life and job and stuff. So
yeah,
me and Bo both work together at Trans Tape. So we are a little business. We do a little business together. Me and Bo can business.
We business together.
We business hard, bro.
You were the one that gave me like my onboarding.
Yes.
There's a photo of it.
Oh my God, yes.
And you were like showing me. Yeah, you were like showing me how. Yep.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
In the day, yes.
Back in the day.
Bo knows a little business too, but yeah,
I know a little bit of business.
I nerded. I was also a hella athlete, so it's kind of interesting that me and Bo are just like we're polar opposites, but we're like best friends, and I just we couldn't fit each other perfectly, but it like any better. I mean, but yeah, I was definitely an athlete. I played softball, travel softball, school softball, any softball I could get into. Loved the dirt. I pretty much treated it like rugby. I was like, fuck with me. Like, I was a catcher, so good luck trying to get to the play. I'm going to try to tackle you like football, but even though I'm not supposed to, but I like it. It was a good outlet, for anger and things, and kept me distracted from the crap at home. So that was my favorite about. So like, yeah, we're this. I can nerd. I was a little athlete sometimes.
Yeah,
me and you.
You did like sports so you could like stay away from home. I did theater.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
I did drama.
You did.
Yeah. Well, in my high school, you couldn't start, like, freshmen and sophomores couldn't be in drama. It was a juniors and seniors thing. And
Oh,
so I was
had to be up.
I signed up right away. And at the time I was like pretty, oh my god, my hair was so long. It was like down to my butt.
Oh my god.
And yeah.
Yes.
There's like no photos that exist of this time. Sometimes I think it's a fever dream.
Yes, is this even real? I don't know. Especially being us. It's a whole nother life ago.
Yeah. During this time, my true size of clothes at this time was a large in like teenage girl. Yeah. A junior's large was what size clothes that would actually fit me at the time. I wore size 3X men's button-up shirts.
Yeah.
That I got from my uncle because they were the only thing that I was comfortable. They were huge on me, like long sleeve button up, and I buttoned them all the way to the top. 3X on a large 15-year-old child. Yeah, and my hair. So my hair is down to my butt, but I have it all the time pulled back in a ponytail, except for this one chunk of hair that I would call my bangs, but it's the same length as all the other hair that I have just hanging in front of my face. And all of it is flat ironed.
Isn't that a widow's peak?
No, a widow's peak is when like your hairline has a sharp point. Yeah, like you. You have a widow's peak, yeah. I don't. Mine is kind of round. Or maybe I do. I don't know.
I think it did. I think that's
maybe a little bit. But anyway.
I didn't know you then, but it probably did.
I got my mom let me cut my hair finally after begging for years to let her cut my hair. Yeah. I got it all cut off, all of it, donated it to someone.
Love, probably.
Yeah, something like that. Or Wigs for Kids, or I don't know. Yeah. And it was like spiky in the back and a little emo bang, that was the look. And then that's when I joined, and you could ask anybody, that was when, oh my god, it was like a personality shift when I cut my hair. Oh my god.
Ball game.
A whole different ball game, just much better freaking kid, And so when I joined drama, that was like, oh my god, I just opened up completely. And
you bloomed.
Yeah, and auditions lasted long, and practice lasted long, and it was often, and
it kept you busy, not thinking about crap.
Yeah, and spending time with my friends and just having fun and not running. Because I also had asthma, so it was not even like I could be in any sports.
Right.
So I did really good in theater. I'm not even gonna lie. And then after that, I joined a local theater, the Milford Riverfront Theater. Yeah. And I did some of the children's theater stuff with them, which was really fun. And then that's where I met my dad and my sisters, who adopted me when I was 17. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like theater's a safe space usually. It's pretty.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah.
Theater is a wonderfully safe space. And my dad is always telling me, like, since the theaters in Delaware, he's still active with it. I don't get to go that often. He's always telling me of like the kids that join the children's theater and like watching them just open up once they learn that they can, like, it's okay to be silly. It's okay to, like, this is the place. You don't have to be perfect. It's called improv, honey. We all do it. You know, like,
yeah.
And you can be a monster, and we can call you Frankenstein for the day if that's what you want.
Right.
You know, like,
they're just so accommodating. They listen.
It's just
most of the time,
and they're so good with kids too. I feel like like theater people just love kids, especially at the children's theater. You know, it's just like it's so it's, you know, like, you're performing for kids, so this is really lighthearted. You don't have to be perfect. That was oh my god. So I have to tell you about this. It was the first time that my dad and I were on stage together at the children's theater. We were doing, what was it, the Elves and the Shoemaker. And my dad was the lead, the shoemaker, and I was one of the people that came in for shoes, and were so blown away by how good the shoes were. So I only had a couple lines. I was only on there for a minute, but I was like Mrs. Roundbottom or something, and I was like a snooty rich woman, and I talked like this, and you know, like so I had to fill the time. He was putting shoes on me, actually, and I had to walk off the stage with those shoes on me. So I had to be, there were some lines that told me what to say during this time, but it took him actual time to put the shoes on me. So I had to fill up that time. So I would just say random things. And ad-lib is what they call it. Okay. And so I'm facing the audience in the chair. Because I'm talking. And then his back is facing the audience, and he's on his knees in front of me putting my shoes on. And while I'm going like, blah, 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 blah. There's no way these shoes are going to be good. Oh my God. I'm Mrs. Roundbottom. I've worn every pair of shoes. Blah, blah, blah. One night I said, I have a degree in shoeology, and that wasn't part of the lines. And for some reason, that was very particularly hilarious to my father. And he started laughing, which he could do because his back was facing the audience, and I couldn't do because I was facing the audience. And so he's cracking the fuck up, and I'm trying so hard not to crack the fuck up because his laughing is making me laugh, you know? And the audience thought it was funny too, so they're all laughing. And I'm like, and I'm trying to be like stern and upset and like, oh, there's no way, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, trying to put these shoes on, which is only making it last longer because he can't
he can't move his hands. He's laughing.
So I end up breaking, and I'm laughing and crying, and I'm like, oh goodness. You know.
That sounds amazing.
There's like, so that's a running joke with us. Like, I have a degree in shoeology because that's the one that like
the one you randomly
like lost. So it's just I love theater so much. It's so good. And you know, for someone with a PTSD brain, doing something that requires you to memorize something long term, even short term, but over a long period of time, you know, you have several weeks to memorize these lines and then perform them. It's good brain exercise for your tiny little memory brain.
Tiny little area we have reserved.
The tiny little part.
Yes, I freaking love that.
Okay. So your turn?
My turn, I guess.
Your turn.
Well, I love music. I would say that would be my next.
Fuck yeah.
It's one of the few ways that I can successfully calm myself down as a coping mechanism. So I don't have very many of those, so I try to hang on to them. We're all learning here. But my music is definitely one of them. Sometimes it's like just putting my headphones in, putting my head down, and then sometimes it's just like therapeutically dancing and performing as if I'm on stage for thousands and thousands of people, and like
Hell yeah.
screaming it, and like it's a whole thing. It's like a whole performance. But you end up exhausted, and like especially when you're singing songs that are like I definitely used it for therapy the most. But
For sure.
also play guitar. So
Yeah.
I've been trying to get myself to play a little bit more with the baby coming because I want to be able to play music for her. That was one of the main reasons I wanted to learn how to play guitar, because I was actually was at my friend's house. And she had two moms, and I was there with my friend and my girlfriend at the time, and her moms were so into music, and there were guitars all over the walls. And she was like, we were like spending the night, and she was like, oh, did you guys want me to play you a song or whatever? And we were like, oh my gosh, please do. So she grabbed the guitar off. This is like a magical moment, like in my brain. I'll just like never forget. I was like, I can't believe this is your life. Like, these are your parents. And she like reached back and she like got a guitar, and she was playing guitar for us. And we were all just so relaxed and like falling asleep on the couch. And I was like, I've got to learn how to play guitar. I got to play I got to make sure I play it for my kids, especially. So I had definitely learned and like loved to play guitar. So I'm super excited to like play to Kayla's belly, and like then have that same song play to her when she's out of the belly, so she like remembers me from the I don't know, I'm so excited about it. But music, I definitely think, is a big one. And you're musical, right? You've got some music.
I'm a little musical.
You got a little ukulele, right?
Yeah, I could play ukulele. That's about the only thing I could play though. But I started playing ukulele because I really like Amanda Palmer, and she has a song. I think it's called the Ukulele Song, that she plays on a ukulele, and it's about how you should just play ukulele. And in the song it says, she says, they're only $19.95. That isn't lots of money. Play your ukulele badly, play your ukulele loudly.
Yes.
You like, it doesn't, like, the sentiment of the song is, it doesn't matter if you're playing good or bad. It's a cheap thing to get, and you can learn 3 chords and play something, and someone could hear your song and it could make them really happy, because ukuleles are just happy instruments.
They are happy.
And
yeah, I can totally see that.
You could just play it. And I was like, okay, bet. So
I'm going to do it.
My best friend's family for Christmas got me a ukulele, and I taught myself every day that I got that ukulele on. I would look up YouTube, and like I learned how to read chords. I don't kind of iffy on tabs still, but chords are really easy. And
like notes.
Yeah.
Oh my
and
God.
Like,
wow.
Instead of looking up the tabs, I just look up what the chords are, and like they put the chords like above the part of the lyrics.
Oh yeah, it's like it'll put like G. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
that's what you mean.
And then sometimes it'll tell you the strumming pattern, or sometimes it won't, and I just have to figure it out. But
like ultimateguitar.com. Is that like where you get the tabs from, or not tabs? But
yeah. So it would be like there's ones that I use called ukutabs.com.
Right. Yeah, that's ukulele. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Ukulele version.
But there are ukulele tabs on Ultimate Guitar too. You just have to like select the ukulele. But it's really easy. There's only 4 chords, and they're plastic, and so like fretting isn't too hard. And it's like, it's small and manageable.
Yeah.
And you don't need a pick, and you can just use your finger, and like that, it doesn't. And you could honestly learn 3 chords and play freaking the entire Billboard Top 100 for the past 20 years,
Exactly.
because like
the same
everyone uses
progression,
right? Like C, G, A, so F, sometimes A minor, like that's it.
And then that's every song ever,
and that's it, and
you play every Taylor Swift song with those.
Every Taylor Swift song, yes. The first song I learned to play was Riptide by Vance Joy. Yeah. So easy. Easiest song in the world to play. Easiest song in the world. So like fucking do what Amanda Palmer says. Just buy a fucking ukulele.
And do it.
And just learn C, G, and A, and then play Vance Joy. And it'll feel super cool.
Yeah, and you will be able to express yourself. I'm gonna try.
I've written a song too. I've written several songs, but only one that I claim.
I've been there. Yes.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Have you written any songs?
I've written a couple songs. Yeah. Probably like 2.
I've never heard these songs.
Yeah, I don't play them. I don't really play for people or record. I'd like to. I think that would be fun. I've always wanted to kind of get one of those loop pedals just for the fuck of it.
Yes.
Just for fun. But I'm definitely more of an acoustic person. I'm not like I'm down with like a good like vibey beat and stuff like that. But when I play, I like to I don't mind an acoustic. So I don't I want it to be able to record it without being electric acoustic. Anyways, I don't know. I'm looking into it, but I also want to try the drums. I feel like getting I've been hinting to Kayla. Kayla said she was going to get me some. She was thinking about it, so maybe. But I'd love to get some drums and see if I can plug up some drums, because I'm constantly tapping her leg when we're in the car driving, and I don't know. I just feel like I can fuck them up. That would be so fun and therapeutic.
Hell yeah.
That's it's even more therapeutic than guitar. You can smash things.
That would that'd be therapeutic as fuck.
You can tell I use music mostly for therapy, but I in the vibe, in the zone, when I'm working or really deep into a project, I can rap Eminem while typing something completely different. My brain just thinks different with music. Yeah,
I can't.
Oh my god, it's everything.
If I'm listening, if I know the words,
it has to be the right zone.
Yeah. If I'm working, I can't. No, because I've caught myself several times where I'm typing the lyrics.
Yeah,
I'm like, whoa.
Very inappropriate.
I am a slut for Halloween.
Halloween.
Oh my god.
You love Halloween. Oh my god.
Halloween. Halloween.
We're stoned, bro. We're stoned. I'm stoned.
Halloween, the Halloween where you only eat halal meat. Oh my god.
I don't even know what that is.
Halal is kosher for Muslims.
Okay, I got you. All right.
Yeah.
See, I'm learning.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the time, halal is kosher because we have a lot of the same stipulations.
Yeah, I can see.
So,
okay. All right. But you love Halloween.
I love Halloween. Oh my god. I could not. It's basically Halloween
so soon.
Now.
Yeah, it's on.
It's August, which means it's basically September, which means it's basically Halloween.
It was 2 weeks ago. I saw the Halloween decorations go up in Lowe's. So
absolutely,
we're here.
Yeah,
it's here.
Now's the time. Oh my god, Tim and I need to go to Michael's ASAP. Fuck.
You know what? Let's end this episode. I gotta go. I'm playing. He said I gotta go straight to Michael's right now.
Bye, guys. I got a coupon. I also really like guinea pigs. So I can't not talk about guinea pigs.
Oh my god, how could you? Yeah, you have beautiful. Pigs.
I have 2 guinea pigs currently. They're both boys, and their names are Tofu and Miso.
Oh my god!
And I got Tofu first. Tofu's gonna be 4,
No.
And I got Tofu as a rescue. He was a solo pig. At a place she had him in a very small aquarium with no toys or anything, and that wasn't her fault. She was kind of forced to take him on, even though she wasn't prepared to, because he had nowhere else to go. So she was feeding him and housing him until someone could take care of him, and then I was able to scoop him up. And he was a solo pig with me for a while until I found a male rescue that was close to his age, and that's when I found Miso. And
what's the average life expectancy for
a guinea pig? It's about 4 to 8 years.
Really?
Yeah.
That's I was expecting more like dogs, like 10.
Oh God, I wish.
Wow.
My first guinea pig I got when I was in 5th grade, and his name was Shadow. He was very, very smart. And Shadow lived to be 8.
Wow.
He passed away. I got him in 5th grade, and he passed away my senior year.
I see.
Of high school. Yeah, and then so there was Shadow, then there was Jasper, then there was Bastion, then there was Simon, and Twix, Peanut, and now Tofu and Miso. I've only ever had guinea pigs because growing up I lived in apartments where we couldn't have dogs or cats.
Sure. Yeah.
But caged animals were fine, so I always just had guinea pigs.
Yeah.
And it kind of became, a hyperfixation for me, and I would learn absolutely everything I could about taking care of guinea pigs.
Yeah.
And that's why my very first guinea pig lived to be 8 years old. And it was so sad. Skip ahead 5 minutes if you don't want to hear a sad story, but when Shadow passed away, I had theater practice that day. He was acting kind of weird. He was still running around, but he was screaming for me, and he kept wanting attention. And I had to go to school. When I came back, he was what we thought was dead, because he was sprawled out in a way that wasn't natural. I screamed, and my mom came in and picked him up, and then she was like, he's still breathing. And I was like, frick. So I held him, and he died on my chest. And
oh my God, stop.
My very first guinea pig. He waited for me to come home.
He waited for you. Yeah.
He waited for me to come home.
Animals do that.
They do. Often. And he kept trying to lift his head to lick me, even though he couldn't.
Oh my God.
And he kept trying to give me little squeaks. It was the saddest thing in the world, but I know that he wanted to say goodbye, and it was just
he wanted to be with you.
Yeah. I love guinea pigs so much. And Tofu's like that. Tofu's very attached to me, and I think that it's because he was old enough to understand that he was rescued.
Yeah.
He was in a very uncomfortable little glass aquarium with no bedding,
and now he's in. He's living.
Now he's got this giant space with all these fluffy beds.
Is that not the most beautiful thing about rescuing animals? Oh my gosh, it's everything. It just gives you all the warm and fuzzies. Oh my God.
And to watch when Miso doesn't like to be handled. And he's very shy, which is why I'm also Tofu loves to be handled and loves to to be on my shoulder while I walk around. He loves being up and looking and sniffing at everything. And he loves giving me kisses. He licks me of his own volition. But Miso does not like being pet. He doesn't like being touched. He doesn't like being picked up. Once you've picked him up and you're holding him, he's pretty okay. But the whole process of getting there is hell and high water.
I don't like it. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, right. But even then, like when I give him a carrot or like Brussels sprouts or something he really likes, when he gets veggies that he really likes, he shakes the fuck out of them.
Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. Like a dog.
Yes, and I'm like, it's so interesting to me because I'm like, you're a prey animal. Like when dogs shake their toys around, it's like an instinct to like finish killing whatever, like when they're hunting, right? So why the fuck are you shaking this carrot? Like it's dead, honey. And like also
got some wolfie.
I'm often, usually 100% of the time, giving both of them a carrot at the same time. So when I'm giving them a carrot, then all of a sudden Miso starts going like this, and Tofu's getting hit in the head with a carrot.
Oh my God.
Like,
yes.
And he's too dumb to move because he's like, "Ooh, there's a carrot." Oh my God. But it makes me so happy to like see this angry, pissed off little pig that doesn't like being pissed or doesn't like getting pet. Like just have an absolute ball with a fucking carrot.
A carrot of all things.
Yeah, it's just so funny.
Oh my gosh, yes. We have 3 dogs too. I can't wait till you could come see them. I'm really excited.
Me too.
Got an Alaskan Malamute and then 2 German Shepherd Labs. Well, I got to change that. We just did a DNA test on one of them. So one of them's a German Shepherd Lab. The other one's a German Shepherd Boxer. We didn't know, but she's actually a German Shepherd Boxer. So is
that Peaches?
No, that's Sunday is the Boxer.
Sunday.
Yeah. So we've got Peach, Sunday, and Ghost. They were all rescued. We got Sunday from the shelter when we still lived with her mom, and her mom was like, we came home with her and her mom was like, whose dog is that? And Kayla said, it's my dog. It's our dog. She said, no, for real, whose dog is that? And we said, no, for real, it's our dog. So when we were getting her, I said, if you can handle your mother, I can show you how to raise a dog. And she said, that's fine. God. So we got her. Now she's 6 and Peach is 5 and Ghost. We got Peach the situation at the shelter, and then Ghost kind of turned up on our doorstep. Our neighbor was just letting him out. They didn't want to deal with him anymore. I think they were trying to flip him for like $100, $200. I don't know I don't know where he came from or what, but after posting and stuff, and we weren't able to find his parents, and we couldn't. He was in like horrible shape. Like you could tell he had not had people taking care of him properly. So he ended up just being, I texted Kayla, I was like, I think I got a 3rd dog. And then after that, we said no more dogs because you can't have 4 dogs and a baby. That's just ridiculous. So we're going to have the baby. I was like, 3 is it? I want a baby. So
yeah.
But yeah, our dogs are pretty good dogs. It's nice to have them. Yeah, I post on my stories all the time about them, just like you do. Like our dogs do tricks, your guinea pigs do tricks,
Yes. Oh my God. I love it when Ghost is all like talking back to you.
He does that every night. So dinner's at 7. Yeah, dinner's at 7, and he at like 5:30, he starts getting a little mouthy, and then at 6. He's getting really mouthy, and at 6:30, it's like I have to put you outside, because you're just so mouthy. He's just going and going and going and going, and it's just woo 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 woo. Trying to get him to just like understand, but he really thinks he's speaking real words. It's insane.
Yeah.
So,
woo, woo, woo.
That's all it is, over and over again. I'll post it on my story today.
Oh my God! Please, yes.
So. We just wanted to come on here, share a little bit about who we are besides our trans identity, and share a little bit about what we do, what we like to do, who else we are besides badass trans men. Yeah.
Let us know in the comments what you like to do.
Oh my gosh, I would love to hear about this. I would love to hear what kind of people we got out there listening to the podcast. I love that so
Please.
much. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's all I got for you today. I hope
Me
you guys
too.
I hope you guys have an awesome day. Y'all stay safe out there. Enjoy those summer sunshines while we still have them, and
Wear sunblock.
wear sunblock. And we'll see you in the next episode.
The next one.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.